Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to put together your Man vs. Nature project. Remember, for this project you are combining two pictures that you took where one is nature focused and one is focused on man-made items. So you will be editing the pictures separately and then you will be combining them using some cool Photoshop techniques. The examples that you can see here, as well as the project steps, are up on Portal. So your steps are here. First, you're going to pick out two pictures that you feel that you want to combine. And remember, the point is to pick a picture that focuses on the man-made, and then the other picture focuses on nature. It's also ideal if they are both the same orientation, meaning they're both portrait, so straight up and down, or both landscape, which is side to side. After you've picked the two pictures, you are going to edit the two pictures separately with adjustment layers, and then you're going to combine them and do the cool blending modes. Ultimately, you will make two contact sheets. And if you forgot how, it's just File, Automate, Contact Sheet. And you'll have a first contact sheet, which simply shows the pictures that you took. So the 40 pictures. So you should have 20 man-made pictures and 20 nature pictures. If you already organized them into folders where you've got all the man-made pictures in a folder, you can put them on their own sheet and then put the nature pictures on a contact sheet. That's fine. Or just put them all on one sheet, whatever. So you'll either have 2 or 3 contact sheets depending on which of those options you pick for number 1 here. The second is a contact sheet of whatever 10 pictures you actually ended up using to make your 5 final pieces, which when you're first starting you don't know what those are yet. You will make this contact sheet when you're totally done. That's why this sheet goes in order of your process. Once you're done making your 2 contact sheets, you want to also attach those to your Weebly. So we will be looking at those at critique. Finally, you will be doing an Edmodo writing assignment to summarize your work here. So once you've got Photoshop open, you want to do File Open, and then you want to go ahead and pick out the first 2 pictures that you feel like working with. If you have yours in a list like this, remember it makes so much more sense to click this drop down here and change to either large or extra large icons. Then you can actually see your pictures. So go ahead and click your first picture, hold Control, and you can also click on your second picture to open them. I've already got mine open. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and start making my edits to my pictures. And again, I'm using adjustment layers for these. This is going to be fast because this should be a review for you. You can use any of them that you want. I'm going to adjust the contrast a little bit to make the values pop. I'm pulling the brightness down a little bit because this right area I think is a little too bright. Pulling the contrast a little bit more. And next I'm going to go into my levels. Pulling my dark values. Remember, you always pull the black or white sliders first, and then you can adjust your midtones as needed. Because everyone always wants to slide these as well, you pretty much don't normally want to use these because they adjust how strong your darkest darks and your lightest lights can be. So if you pull this, you're pretty much saying I only want my lightest lights to be here, which is typically not true because we want a full range of value. So go ahead and make your adjustments to your 2 pictures. I've already gone and done this here. So you can see I've used some curves. Remember, curves is like a more specific version of levels. You have way more control over your image histogram. So you can see I adjusted some of my darker and lighter values to give my picture some more depth. This one's really sensitive though, so you want to be careful. The other cool thing about curves is you have this little hand right here, so you can mouse over specific values in your image. And if you watch my histogram, you'll see the dot slide around. And you can pull up to lighten that area, and you can also pull down to darken those specific values. Again, you want to be careful with it because it is very sensitive. I don't like what I just did, so I'm doing Control Z to undo that. Remember, the nice thing about editing with adjustment layers is if you make a change that you just do not like, you can click the eyeball to see which one it was, and then all you have to do is click that layer, right click, and say delete layer, and it takes it away. So once I've got all of my edits put on my picture, if you look at the steps, it tells you to merge the layers when you're happy with your edit. So that means right click, merge visible or flatten image, whichever. So now it's all flat, there's no more adjustment layers, so I can't make any more changes. Same thing's going to happen over here, right click, merge visible, and I'm good. So again, on the steps, I'm going to select all on, I'm going to bring this picture over. So Control A, I'm going to copy with Control C, and come over here and Control V to paste. Now right now it just looks like the picture is on top of the other picture. So the new thing is we will be using these layer blending modes here. You'll notice on the instructions it says layer properties / blending modes. I always call it blending modes because I think that just describes it better. But you can click on the drop down here, and then if you click it one more time, you'll see a blue box comes around where it says normal. So now what you can do, which is really the best way to do it rather than just clicking random ones, is to just use the down arrow. And you'll see tons of options come up. And I want you to look through every single one for your pictures as you're editing them. You'll find that they look completely different, and again, use your down arrow key, based on the pictures themselves. So I'm going to pause until I find one that I like. So I think I'm liking this one the best. It has a good balance between the man-made and the nature part of it, and I just really like how it looks. So this is your chance to just be creative and pick whatever is aesthetically pleasing to you. Just keep in mind you really want to see the nature part and the man-made part of your piece. If you go through, there will be some that don't look very good or don't really show either the nature or the man-made part, and of course that would not be a good choice. So like this one you can only see the man-made part, and then on this one you really can only see the nature part, and it just doesn't look that good. So go ahead and pick whichever option it is that you prefer, and when you're happy with it, you're going to do File, Save As. You need to go into your photo class folder and go ahead and make a folder for your edits. When you get in here, you can really name it whatever you want. You can see I've already done this before, so I'm just going to call it 3. Make sure you change the typing box to JPEG as well as the drop down, and go ahead and hit save. Once you've done that, you want to slide this up to 12 as always and hit OK. I'm going to go ahead and show you 2 more of these, but I'm going to pause while I get a couple things pulled up. Okay, so for this one I already went ahead and did my adjustments. Here's what it looked like before, and here's what I did to edit it. I wanted to add some more depth and also be able to see the texture as well. Something I wanted to show you that you might need for your pictures, this one I feel is a little crooked, so I'm going to use the crop tool. If I put my cursor, my arrow near the outer corner, and I get that curled arrow, I can kind of turn it and just watch the lines, try to level it out the best you can. Let go of the clicker and then press enter. You can see now my photo is a bit more straightened out, and then I'll just go back to the move tool. Next I need to flatten my image once again, so right click, merge visible, and this is flat. The picture I'm combining it with is this one. It's a silhouette of a lemon. There are some plants, trees behind it, and then a volcano. And I've already made my adjustments here. This one didn't need a whole lot of editing, which is fine, but I do want you to try adjustments on every single picture. You shouldn't just be having a perfect picture straight out of your camera. There always are little adjustments that can be made. So then right click, merge visible, and this one's good. So I'm going to go ahead and do Control A to select all, Control C to copy, and then come over to my other picture, Control V to paste. Again, click on the normal, and then click on the normal again. Now I can use the down arrow key and start flipping through my options. This is actually the one that I like the most. I've already looked, but I also, there's a lot. I don't know, I kind of like this one too, and that one. And so this really comes down to personal preference. This is a great time to have a conversation with who you're sitting next to and say, do you like this one or do you like this one? Until you figure out, you know, whichever one it is that you think looks best. Just keep in mind what shows the project the best. So man versus nature. I do think this one is really cool, but it totally loses the lemon. So again, pick whichever option you like the best, and then you're going to do File, Save As. So this is my second 1 out of 5, and I'll go ahead and put it in my photo class folder in the man versus nature edits. Call it whatever it is that I'm calling it. I'm just leaving the title the same for right now, and then I'm pressing, actually I will add another number. Sure. And then I'll hit save, slide this to 12 as always, press OK. Lastly, I just wanted to show you one more. This project is really fun to just experiment with and see what you like. Oh, also, by the way, I'm going to close this one out. I'm done with it. I know I saved it and I checked in my folder. So when I hit X, this is very important that you say no, because I don't want to save on top of the original picture because I need that for my contact sheet. And also if you ever just wanted that original picture. So I was going to close this. I say no, don't save on top of it. And then this one I can just close. Again, I'm saying no, I don't want to save my edit on here. Okay, so my last one, I have this picture, which I've already put my adjustments on. This is meant to be my nature photo. I know that there's a little bit of the sidewalls here, but I really like how the sky reflects onto the water and you have the trees here as well. So I haven't combined this one yet, but my options are putting it with this, which I thought could be good, or this one might even be a neat effect as well. So I've done my adjustment layers on all of these pictures. You can see I've made some changes to them just to make them look how I think looks best. Good range of value, making the colors pop, etc. And I'm going to go ahead to each of these 3, right click, merge visible, and I'm going to repeat that for the other 2. So I'm actually just going to start with this one because I'm here. Control A, Control C, come over here, Control V. Okay, so if this happens, I think this is because one of mine is actually a cell phone picture. It's fine, just hit OK. And here they both are. I will flip through some options and show you what I pick. There's actually a lot of really cool ones with these 2 pictures together, so it's going to take me a minute to decide. Like, I kind of like this one, how you can start to see the bricks here, and of course the neon light I want to be a standout. This looks cool. I like it, but it doesn't really show off the man-made part as much. This one, the colors are really neat. Not really my type of color scheme, but if you really like orange, maybe, I don't know. And it's just neat how different they change based on all of the settings. So I would flip through and find one. I'm going to show my other option just in case I decide not to use this one. I can turn the eyeball off and go ahead and grab my other picture. Control A, Control C, come over here, Control V, same thing, press OK. It's because that base one is a cell phone picture actually. And I can try putting a blending mode on this one, which that's kind of cool too. It looks like now it's behind the water. And so I'll just keep flipping through until I decide which of these 2 I like better. Something you can do too is save multiple edits. Maybe even with this one, with this building and the river. Do I like this one? Do I like this one? Save them both as JPEGs and just decide later. That's the cool thing about this project. So after this, you need to make your contact sheets. You need to get your favorite 5 pictures posted on your website with your contact sheets, and then go ahead and do the Edmodo. Have fun, be creative.